Hey everyone, so the next step after you have your drawing completed, as far as just the general outline of the drawing, is then the shading. All right, so I went over outlining the different spots you'd be shading and adding highlights in the actual iris area. I also outlined the dark value where the top of the eyelid is. Okay, so I have sort of an outline behind the eyelashes. I'm going to kind of go around and just look at where I might see darker values and kind of, or medium values. And I pretty much added where I think my dark and medium values will be. I outlined here too. All right, and then I'm going to start with the dark value. You want to get that dark value nice and dark. Now, notice how I am sort of doing it in a circular motion around the edges. If you do it straight up and down, you want to be very neat about doing it like that, because can end up looking sloppy, like you just went and scribbled it in. When you shade something in that's circular, in a circle, it kind of accentuates the shape. And that being said, you're still going to need to finish the shading there. If you have different types of drawing pencils, you would do dark shading with what is called an ebony pencil. Obviously, I'm just using a regular number 2 pencil, which you could do as well. Okay. Now, I'm just kind of look around my picture. And again, I'm looking very closely at the photo as I'm doing it. And I'm trying to kind of copy how it looks in real life. But we are not tracing. In fact, I'll be able to tell if someone traced it. So no tracing. Now, obviously, I'm going to do some medium shading here, but I'm going to just leave it like that for the moment. I want to make the dark shadows first so I really can see the structure start standing out. And then from there, and I know that seems counterintuitive because it could smudge everywhere, but it helps define the drawing, and then you kind of fill in the other spots around that. And again, notice how I'm sort of doing it in a circular. And if as you're shading you realize you need to change the proportions of some of your drawing, you can do that as well. So proportions like size of parts of your drawing in relation to one another when you're shading it. Now, my eyelashes, some of it sort of overlaps over the eye, so you need to be kind of careful too. You might need to go over the eyelashes again. And remember, the eyelid overlaps over some of that iris. Now, again, this is a light colored eye. Many of you have brown eyes, so you can look at whatever color eye you want. The blue eye, I have a blue eye, so I kind of went with what my eye looks like, but you can see a little more in the detail. Or a lighter brown eye or a hazel eye, you'll be able to see a little more of the detail in here. Don't pick an eye that's too dark where we can't see any detail. And remember, you're still, no matter how dark the eye is, you're still going to see shine that you want to try and replicate in it. All right, so now I'm going to focus on doing the medium here. And I'm seeing highlights that I might have forgot to initially outline around. So you can add those as you go. Okay, so I'm going to shade a little more, and then I'll come back with a video that has a little more progress in it to go over shading some more parts of the eye.